College. College defines everything. It is your first step into the real world. It is on everybody in this room's mind, with the exception of Mr. Redican. Everybody is sitting here waiting for acceptance letters or stressing over high school grades to get into that dream college. Once you obtain this acceptance letter, your heart will stop. The components of this letter define your future. It tells you if all you've worked on throughout high school was worth it, or at least it's supposed to. Let's see. I realize my introduction was fantastically hyperbolized, but I must reach out to anyone who is looking to attend a certain college or receive a certain job. The process of acceptance is just unfair. In 1964, President John F. Kennedy created the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. This agency was created to end discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin in employment or education. I have two arguments about this definition, given by definitions.uslegal.com. The first of which being the time period in which this agency was enacted. This was 1 year, all but one minuscule year, past Martin Luther King's famous March on Washington, I Have a Dream speech. It was when Malcolm X was at his prime, and when black supremacy ideals were everywhere with the creation of the Black Panthers. Violence erupted between races, leading to assassinations of men who were fighting just to be treated equally. Let's be honest, the times are very different. A minority is the leader of the most powerful nation in the world. It is no longer difficult for African Americans to attain jobs or an education. In fact, with the laws that are in place, it is making it harder for majorities to get an education. This brings me to my second problem with the definition, the claim of equal opportunity. Equal opportunity does not mean equal acceptance, as the status quo has displayed. There should not be quotas for colleges to meet in regards to college or employment acceptance. Yet this has been happening since the law has been established. In 1969, Richard Nixon issued the Philadelphia Order, quoted, "The craft unions and the construction industry are among the most egregious offenders against equal opportunity laws. We require federal contractors to show affirmative action to meet the goals of increasing minority employment." End quote. Court cases have been won and lost, including California v. Back in 1978, to the case George mentioned, Grutter v. Bollinger in 2003, both with the same outcome of unlawful admission. The current state of affirmative action is outdated and flawed, and it needs a change. I propose that we abolish affirmative action. We can eliminate it from our legislature completely. As my partner and I have stated, it is no longer necessary. Minorities are flourishing in this nation. Jobs are no longer ruled by the typical white male, and neither is this nation. The government doesn't need to interfere with this process any longer. The best student or worker should receive the job or the education. It shouldn't matter on race, color, religion, national origin, or sex. I will admit, in the 1960s, affirmative action was necessary. The steps that the government took held our nation together. It prevented a race war, and it created the true equality that we as our nation are proud to have today. But that's the thing. Today we have true equality. We don't need the government forcing us to do what we already have. Affirmative action is purely unnecessary. It goes against all that America stands for. It questions our equality, our capitalistic views, and leads us to reverse discrimination. Multiple cases, the change in setting, and the misuse of this law have been displayed for the need of change in the status quo, and I believe abolishment of the legislature will solve all of our problems. As the Declaration of Independence states, all men are created equal. Allow that to be true. Vote against affirmative action. Vote for equality. Vote affirmative. Thank you.